Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Boost. I'm Anna. Today's story is not just a story, it's a reminder of what true love really means. It is about sacrifice, pain, and a mother's heart that never stops caring, even when the world turns cruel. This is the story of Margaret Hale. My name is Margaret Hale, and this is the story of my life, a life that was never easy, never gentle, but always full of love. I am 70 years old now. My hands shake when I hold a cup of tea. My eyes no longer see clearly in the dark, but my heart remembers everything. I was once a young woman with dreams. I had laughter in my voice and hope in my eyes. I believed life would be kind. It was not. I married young. My husband, Thomas, was a simple man. He worked with his hands and spoke with honesty. We were poor, but we were happy. Our house was small, the walls thin, the roof old, but it was full of warmth. Then our son was born. The first time I held Daniel, my world changed. His tiny fingers wrapped around mine, and I knew my life no longer belonged to me. It belonged to him. For 5 years, we lived quietly. Thomas worked long hours. I stayed home, raising our child. At night, we sat together and talked about the future, Daniel's education, his dreams, the man he would become. One evening, Thomas did not return home. A cart accident, a broken wheel, a fall that stole his breath forever. That night, the world went silent. I screamed until my throat burned. I begged God to take me instead, but God stayed quiet. At 26 years old, I became a widow. At 26, I became everything: mother, father, protector, provider. The days after Thomas's death were darker than night. People came, people cried, people left. And then it was only Daniel and me. I was afraid. I had no education, no savings, no strong family to lean on. I had only my hands, worn and weak, and a child who depended on me for everything. So I worked. I worked until my back screamed and my knees begged me to stop. I washed clothes in cold rivers. I cleaned houses where people looked through me like I was invisible. I cooked meals with whatever I could afford, sometimes just rice and salt. Many nights I went to sleep hungry. But Daniel never did. When food was little, I ate less. When money was short, I went without. When life was cruel, I swallowed my pain and smiled for him. He never saw my tears. He fell while learning to walk, and I ran to him every time. He cried at night, and I held him until his breathing softened. When fever burned his body, I stayed awake, pressing cold cloths to his head, whispering prayers into the darkness. Please, God, I begged, take my strength but leave him his. Years passed. My hair turned gray early, my hands grew rough, my back bent slightly forward, not from age but from carrying life's weight. But Daniel grew strong. He became a hard-working young man, quiet, respectful, kind, or so I believed. Every evening I waited for his footsteps. Every night I thanked God when he returned home safely. I wanted nothing more. One day, Daniel stood before me, nervous. "Mother," he said, "I want to marry." I smiled. A mother learns early that her child's happiness is more important than her own comfort. If she makes you happy, I said, then bring her home. His wife Clara was young and beautiful. Her eyes were sharp. Her smile was polite but cold. I welcomed her. "This is your home," I said gently. At first, I tried to help her, showing her where things were kept, how Daniel liked his meals, how the house worked. But something changed. She avoided me, as she spoke with short words. Her eyes carried irritation, not warmth. When I entered the kitchen, she fell silent. When I spoke, she answered with anger. So I stopped speaking. I told myself she is young, she needs time. The house that once echoed with laughter grew quiet. One evening, Daniel returned late from work, exhausted. "Clara," he called softly, "I'm thirsty." No answer. "I'm hungry," he said again. Silence. Then voices rose. She cried. She accused. She blamed. "She hates me," Clara said. "Your mother treats me like I am nothing." Those words stabbed my heart. I stayed silent. Daniel tried to calm her. He defended me gently but weakly. Then came the words that shattered everything. "You must choose," Clara said coldly, "me or her." That night, Daniel went to bed hungry. That night, I realized love could turn weak. The next morning, Clara's voice was sharp and cruel. "She is old," she said. "What use is she? Push her away, let her die." I felt something break inside me. Later, Daniel came to me. "Mother," he said quietly, "we are going on a journey tomorrow." I looked into his eyes. I understood. A mother always understands. I nodded. "All right, my son." That night I prayed not for my life but for his soul. The morning air was cold. Daniel lifted me onto his back. His shoulders trembled beneath my weight. We walked in silence. The path was steep, stones cut into his feet, his breath grew heavy. I remembered everything, his first steps, his laughter, the nights I starved so he could eat. When we reached the top, I spoke softly. "When you push me," I said, "hold the branch so you don't fall." He froze. Tears fell. "How can you still care?" he cried. "I was going to kill you." I smiled. "A mother's love does not die," I said, "even at the edge of death." He put me down. He cried like a child. Then he lifted me again and walked down. Daniel sent Clara away. I did not argue. I did not accuse. I did not celebrate. I only thanked God. Now my son cares for me. The house is quiet again. My body is weak, but my love remains strong. If this story touched your heart, please like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to Talk Boost for more meaningful stories that stay with you long after the video ends. Thank you so much for watching.